Splinterlands bots have been the talk of town for the last couple months, and someone that has generally been against it, I am now starting to bot myself this last season to test it out, and I'm going to give you guys my results, my thoughts on it all, and why my opinion might be changing at least slightly. So stay tuned. Hello, hola, kamusa, my name is Luke, everyone, and I am here to help the Krills, the small investors, play to earn, and hopefully we can grow our accounts. And today, as I said, we are talking about bots, which has been super controversial from, hey, this bot system is ruining the game for new players to get in through bronze or even low silver. It's just a mess. It's no fun to play anymore. And then you also got the, oh, it's actually destroying the economy. All these bots are taking all the rewards, and that's why we're not earning as much. So it's destroying the game. Generally, as I said, I've been against bots. I don't like playing against bots, even though now that I have enough cards or I rent cards even on my alt account, they're not very hard for me to beat, but I understand the frustration. And so more so I started, hey, I have a couple accounts. Let's try botting just for fun at bronze to get some results, see how much of it is actually draining the economy. I think the player experience at bronze and silver needs to be, better off anyways. I don't think anyone's arguing that bronze is fun to play in, and I think they do need to make some changes to get new players into the game. But as far as the economy, is it actually ruining things is what I wanted to test out. So you can see here on my alt account, this is one of them. I've been playing just, hey, set the bot up and let it go for this entire season. This is 2 days short, but it's still going to give us some pretty good test results. And you can see here that it's not been incredibly successful. Finally, at the end of the season, I'm now starting to hit silver rating, even though I don't have the power for it on this account. But it probably took, honestly, the first week, even just to punch through a 500 rating on the bot that I was using. And you can see I was able to even drain it down to as far as ECR as I want. At one point, it was at around 10 ECR. So you can see here in Bronze 2 League, I was winning about 0.013 DEC per win here. Sometimes a little bit more with a gold card, changing it to 0.015 DEC. But even then, throughout the entire season on this account that started with 0 DEC, I'm now sitting at 17.2 DEC, so nothing incredible. So the bot I'm using is Ultimate Splinterlands Bot V2, which is apparently a lot of people have been using it, and you can just do a quick Google search if you want to try it out. Again, Splinterlands isn't banning people, so I'm not going to be mad at you if you want to try out botting as well. Just do a quick Google search. They have a YouTube tutorial how to set it up, so the purpose of this video isn't to show you how to use it. If you want to, just go research it yourself. But you can see here what it kind of looks like. I don't have it on this computer, so I'm not running it right now. I have it on a laptop that I never use. It's just running it 24/7. But you can see basically what it does is I loaded up my 3 alt accounts. It looks at its capture rate, it looks at its quest, and then based on the game that it receives, it tries to ping the API to find a good team that has a high percentage win rate using these starter cards. So in this matchup here, you can see the mana was 19, Fog of War. It picked for me Wizard of Eastwood, Unicorn Mustang, Goblin Psychic, and the Princess. And unfortunately, after it submitted, it lost. And now you can see the new rating on this account. Then it'll rotate to the next account, again, based on the same API it pinged. This time it picked a Death deck, and again, it lost this time around. So as I said, this one only uses starter cards because it is a free version. So you can change different things like, hey, what's the win rate threshold you want the API to look for, minimum of games to consider it. You can, if you want to get this bot to win more games, basically the only thing you can do is level up your cards, but I'm not going to do that because it's going to be expensive to level up my summoners and starter cards just to run these bots. So I'm doing it just pure level 1 starter cards on this bot. You can also pick how often you want this thing to battle for, what ECR do you want it to stop at, what kind of quest do you might want to skip, things like that. You can tweak it a little bit, and there's a certain amount of matches that it can play, I think, within a half hour before it stops, because there is a paid version where it can just continue to play all the time. But honestly, this thing has done, all of my accounts to 10% ECR. It's gotten my daily quest every single day. I don't even need to check for my daily quest. It just claims it for me. So generally, I don't even log into the game on these accounts to go ahead and claim it because I said already it claims my reward. So I can just go to Peak Monsters and look at the Explorer for the account and see, okay, here's what I got. These were 2 crazy pulls right here, a card and Exploding Rats in Bronze 1. That is the best pull by far. But after that, you can see a lot of it is just quest potion after quest potion or small amounts of credit. Although this is the best reward that I've ever gotten. Forget that gold foil Exploding Rats. It's all about the Gargoyle Lion and then potion. Same thing on my other account. You can see just a lot of credits and a lot of potions and a few amount of cards. So what does this actually mean for the economy side of the game, as I said earlier? Well, I tried to run some numbers. These are just rough estimates, so don't expect this to be 100% perfect math here or exact results, because I'm just estimating some things here. But I think it's enough for us to at least dig a little bit deeper and see, are the bots, the fact that anyone can do it, is that really ruining the game? And secondly, will the changes with the new rewards for those who aren't having starter cards and the modern power and the modern format coming out, will bots still be a big issue? So over here is the different types of bots in the different leagues, how much the account, of course, cost is all $10 for all of them. The bot cost for this one, as I said, was free, but it only uses the starter card. So I've heard of other ones that you can pay, like for instance, $1.50 a month for this one, and hopefully it's going to win more at silver, because these accounts in the free one, it's not going to achieve silver very quickly, and it's going to be very difficult unless you're leveling up your summoners and your monsters. So that's why this column is out in red, unless you're really developing a bot that's smarter than the free version yourself and you can figure out a way to not have to pay for it. You're probably not going to see these results in the red column. So for all these accounts, here's your total cost. Again, the DEC estimates are just rough here. You can see here the account that I was earning in, probably over a month, we're only going to be earning around 35 DEC. And even at current value of DEC at 0.0015, it's not very much. So really the DEC is not even that much of a factor to me if you're running these low farming bots. More of it is going to probably come from your daily chests or your season chests, which if you take away the potions that are mostly in these bronze accounts, you can see the profits on your daily chests per month and your season chests per month are not going to be very high. For instance, look at Novice and Bronze 3. Yes, each chest each day is going to give you around 0.047 cents in value, but look at this. This is mostly all going to be in potions, so if you take the liquid value, it's about 1 cent, because most of these bots, what are you going to do with your potions unless you're actually opening up packs? You can't sell them off or do anything. So again, these are just rough estimates for all of these accounts here, but you can see the total cost and divided that by the profit per month. This Novice Bronze 3 account, you're going to take 25 months just to ROI. In Bronze 2, that's a little bit better at 15 months. Silver 3, if you can find a free option that wins more often and can stay in silver rating, that's going to be your best option at 11 months to ROI, or the Silver 3 paid account is still about 17 months to your ROI of the cost to start these bronze or silver accounts to bot. So actually, if you're looking to start a bot farm now with the rewards being much less, it doesn't seem that lucrative, especially with these changes that they're making. If maybe you started your bots, 3 months ago and you can randomly pull out an Oceanus that's worth $60, then of course your results might be different. But the way things are now, I don't think it's really actually worth it to start some accounts just to farm these low ends of Splinterlands. It's probably not the best way to spend your money unless you really want some more passive income. But honestly, at this point, you're probably just better up buying up cards for the SPS airdrop and renting them out if you want to do it in a passive way. At least that's just based on my results. Again, someone that makes their own bots could be a lot better and a little bit more profitable. Now, of course, that's with people who are now starting to bot. What about people who already have bots? And I think that's kind of the big concern, right? Is that, Splinterlands has over 300,000 users, but 50% of them are bots. Or I've heard, crazy, there's only actually 10,000 players and 300,000 of them the rest of the numbers are all bots, which I don't think is true, but who knows how many bots there are. And I think that's the big concern, is this big idea of, okay, what if people already have 1,000 bots or 10,000 bots? Well, in the current state of the game, before this reward card change, you're talking about people with 10 bots essentially are going to get enough profits based on those results to get a new bot pretty much every 2 months. Or if they already have 100 bots, then you're talking about multiple bots, somewhere between 5 and 10 bots per month. Or let's say they already have 1,000, then that's really when things start to get exponential, because you're going to compound those more and more and more. So yeah, if someone legit put, 1,000 bots in a couple months ago for $10 each, they're probably making a good ROI, and they're probably now reinvesting that into more and more bots. But you do have to take in mind that they're reinvesting all of their profits then to make new bots. If someone wants to rake $5,000 from all their 1,000 bots in Silver 3 and they have a great system, well, yes, they can get 89 new bots per month, but that's only if they're not taking out any profits. And, that is a little bit risky because then, what if things tank and they lose out on the money that they had made? But it is still concerning that maybe if someone did have 1,000 bots or even more than that, that they could compound it and keep making, 50 to another 100 bots per month, which is what Matt said during the town hall a couple weeks ago. Is yes, it's a problem because yes, they're making new accounts maybe, but it's unfortunate because really all that money is just going to Splinterlands and they're not going to players that actually own cards and have assets in the game. So that's why they're making this change of if you don't have the starter cards, you're not getting the rewards that you used to. So if you go this route and now you have to make a bot that has all the starter cards, based on my estimates, I didn't do every single card, but there's about $65 worth of cards, especially if they're making you buy summoners. I don't know, but I would assume so. So if you're going to go buy all the starter cards between all 5 decks and buy the summoners, you could be looking at somewhere, depending on market prices, somewhere between $50 to $75 depending on the time. Now, the card power for modern format is going to be a little bit less, so some of the power is going to be cheaper, but you're still adding $65 on to all of these accounts to now go out and buy the starter cards so you can keep earning. If you do that, your total cost is way higher, with the profits being the same unless the reward changes really move something forward. But if the profits stay the same, you're now looking at years for most of these accounts to actually ROI. So while I initially didn't think, okay, the bots changing, needing starter reward cards is that big of a deal, well, if they all have to go out and buy $65 worth of cards, the encouragement to start new bots is way, way less. I mean, if you're looking at a bot account here in Bronze 3, that is so many months now to actually make your ROI. And, even in silver, I mean, you're talking about maybe 2 years before you see that money back that you're investing in Splinterlands in these cards. Now, of course, you're still holding the assets and you have the SPS airdrop, and maybe you think that those cards are going to maintain value so you can resell them one day. So there is that aspect to it, but still, overall, I gotta say, I would be way less encouraged to go out and just start a bot today, or even if I'm taking my profits from my other bots, you can see just getting those reward cards, you're now talking about reinvesting into your bot system. You're only making maybe a half a bot a month in these 10 bot accounts, or if you have 100 bot accounts, maybe you're making 1 to 5 at most. And then, yes, if you have 1,000 bots, you can still make a decent amount, but it drops way more from that, 50 to 100 accounts to maybe 10 to 20 or 40 accounts if you're lucky. However, my one concern still is that I wrote right here is if the starter cards don't matter for earning daily chests, then I don't really see that big of a difference. Let's say your DEC profits, although it's really hard to calculate, maybe you still have some of that card power, some of those reward cards that you're using. So let's say your DEC amount cuts by 10%. Well, your monthly DEC, of course, is going to drop almost to nothing for all these accounts. But let's say you don't need starter cards and you can still profit off of your daily chests and your season chests. Well, then your months to ROI pretty much drop back to exactly where they were before, and actually get a little bit better because the card prices for modern power is going to be cheaper. So that's my one concern for this whole thing here, is if the only thing that changes is the amount of DEC that you're going to be earning if you don't have starter cards, but you're still farming all these daily quests, then I don't think this actually really tackles the problem. So I'm interested to see if the team implements that, where it's not just DEC, but you need starter cards to actually farm your daily chests. If not, then I'm just seeing the same problem as before, and I feel like we're back to square one with the whole bot situation. So those are some of my results and my thoughts about the bots. Honestly, I feel like starting bots nowadays, I feel like they've done enough to really not incentivize players to go out and buy a bunch of accounts to bot anymore, so that's good. But I still think there is, as the community says, a concern. If people already have 100 or thousands or tens of thousands of bots, then of course, yes, they're raking in a lot of the rewards. And if they don't change the new system of the starter cards to not just affect DEC, but also their daily chests, I don't think this change will actually, at least based on the research that I've done, really make a difference. However, based on my research, which again is not 100% statistics, it is just a little bit of estimating, I don't think the bots are as big of a problem as most think. And honestly, with my 3 accounts, like I'm not really receiving much, but it's more than nothing. So that's why I'm actually going to continue botting on them, because I just have alt accounts that I used to play and I don't have the time for anymore. So it's like, might as well let them farm a couple potions or maybe a random, common or rare card here or there. But I don't think it's really affecting the system. So if you want to go bot, I used to be a little bit down on that, but now I'm like, whatever, it's not that big of a deal. More so, I think the problem is, as I said earlier, is those people that have thousands of bots already. That is really, I think, something that they could tackle more. So to conclude my thoughts, if you have a couple bot accounts, it's really not that big of a deal. But if Splinterlands doesn't do enough to change the daily quests for those who are botting mini accounts, then I think there still is a problem. So let's see if they fix that or not, or if they make the correct changes. I'm interested to see what you guys also think. And if you've had any experience botting, maybe you can give out some more statistics so that we can update this report moving forward. For now, peace out, Palam, adios, and I hope to see you guys in the next video or stream. Take care, Krill Crew.